Have you ever stopped mid-conversation and asked yourself, what is the right thing to do here? Not just what's legal or what's expected, but what's truly right. Imagine a man who roamed the streets of Athens, never writing a single word, but spending his entire life asking that very question. A man who annoyed politicians, puzzled poets, and inspired generations of thinkers. Not by preaching answers, but by relentlessly asking questions. That man was Socrates. And to him, ethics wasn't a side note in philosophy. It was its very heart. Welcome to The Unfolding Journey, the channel where we explore timeless ideas, ancient wisdom, and the philosophical roots that shape our world today. Here, we don't just talk about philosophy, we bring it to life. If you're curious, open-minded, and love a good question more than a simple answer, you're in the right place. Today's journey takes us to the very foundations of Western moral philosophy, the role of ethics in Socratic thought. Socrates, 469 to 399 BCE, is one of the most pivotal figures in the history of ethics. What made him unique wasn't just his method of questioning. It was his belief that ethical living was the ultimate goal of human life. He didn't claim to be wise. In fact, he insisted he knew nothing. But in this claim of ignorance, he revealed a deeper truth. Wisdom begins with recognizing how much we don't know, especially about how to live well. Unlike some pre-Socratic thinkers who focused on the cosmos, atoms, or nature, Socrates turned philosophy inward. He shifted the philosophical gaze from the heavens to the human soul. For Socrates, questions like what is virtue? What is justice? What is courage? Weren't abstract exercises. They were essential to living a meaningful life. He wasn't interested in building grand metaphysical systems. His philosophy was rooted in lived experience. How we behave, what kind of people we become, and how we treat one another. In other words, for Socrates, ethics was philosophy. At the heart of Socratic philosophy lies the Socratic method, a form of dialogue that uses questions to stimulate critical thinking and expose contradictions. Socrates didn't lecture, he engaged. He would approach someone, say a politician who claimed to understand justice, and begin asking questions. What is justice? Can you define it? Is it the same for everyone? Through questioning, he would often reveal that the person didn't truly understand the concept they thought they had mastered. But Socrates didn't do this to humiliate. It was to awaken. His goal was to lead people toward a deeper, more coherent understanding of moral concepts. In doing so, he emphasized that knowing what is right is inseparable from doing what is right. One of Socrates' most radical ideas was that virtue is knowledge. That is, if someone truly understands what is good, they will naturally do it. Therefore, all wrongdoing stems from ignorance, not malice. This has profound ethical implications. It means moral failure isn't about being bad, but about not truly knowing the good. So, ethical growth becomes a matter of learning, not punishment. Think of someone who lies. Socrates would argue, if they truly understood why honesty matters, not just intellectually but in their soul, they wouldn't lie. Their dishonesty is a sign of inner confusion or ignorance. This concept ties back to his famous statement, the unexamined life is not worth living. Living ethically, for Socrates, means constant self-examination, questioning one's motivations, desires, and beliefs. Only through this process can we align our actions with truth and virtue. Socrates believed ethics wasn't just individual, it was social. In dialogues like Plato's Republic, Socrates explores how justice functions both in the individual soul and in society. A just person, he argues, has a harmonious soul, where reason governs desire and spirit. Similarly, a just society is one where each part fulfills its proper role with balance. This analogy suggests that ethics isn't just about isolated acts. It's about the structure of the self and the society we inhabit. A healthy ethical life requires both internal and external harmony. And Socrates lived by this standard. When condemned to death by the Athenian court, he had the chance to escape. But he refused. Why? Because evading the law would violate the very principles of justice he had taught all his life. Socrates' trial and death remain one of the most powerful ethical moments in history. Accused of corrupting the youth and impiety, Socrates stood before the Athenian jury and refused to renounce his philosophical mission. He could have begged, flattered, or run. Instead, he accepted his punishment calmly, stating that he would rather die than live unjustly. His final words to his friend Crito were, "We owe a rooster to Asclepius. Don't forget to pay the debt." A cryptic statement, possibly indicating that death was a kind of healing, a release of the soul. In his final moments, Socrates lived out his ethics: honest, courageous, committed to principle. Why does this matter today? Because we still wrestle with the same questions. What is the right thing to do? How do I live a good life? What does it mean to be just honest, brave? In a world full of noise, opinions, and instant answers, Socrates reminds us that ethics isn't about rules handed down from authority. It's about questioning, dialoguing, reflecting. Ethics, in Socratic thought, isn't a set of commandments, it's a way of life. Socrates never claimed to have the answers. His greatness lies in the questions he raised and the ethical posture he maintained. Humble, curious, relentlessly honest. To live ethically, according to Socrates, is not to follow a checklist, but to constantly examine oneself. It's a lifelong journey, a daily practice. And that's what the unfolding journey is all about, walking that philosophical path, one question at a time. If you found value in today's exploration of Socratic ethics, we invite you to keep journeying with us. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe to the unfolding journey for more deep dives into philosophy, wisdom traditions, and timeless ideas that shape how we live. Compass, hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. And let's keep asking the questions that matter. Because as Socrates might remind us, the examined life isn't just worth living, it's the only life worth living.